Hello and welcome to today's edition of The Exchange, brought to you by the New York Stock Exchange. I'm live on the floor with Jay Jacobs. He is the U.S. head of thematics and active equity ETFs at BlackRock. Jay, thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk 2024. New years, new opportunities. How should investors be sort of thinking about the year ahead? Are there places or themes that you're sort of focused on right now?
Absolutely. I think we need to start by looking at the macro picture. There is more money on the sidelines than we've ever seen. There's $6 trillion being held in cash, which makes sense in a high interest rate environment. People are happy to get 5% on cash. But at the same time, when we see what happened with the S&P 500 in 2023, up around 20%, there's a big opportunity cost to not being invested, looking at the best equity opportunities around the world. So we are looking at some of those really good opportunities for 2024 and beyond to bring cash off the sidelines.
So let's talk about one theme out there, which is AI. I mean, I feel like it sort of dominated the headlines this year. Are there places that you're looking at for 2024 when it comes to AI? Sectors, opportunities, spots in the market? What are you sort of thinking there?
Absolutely. So I would say 2023 was really proof of concept for AI. We saw the launch of ChatGPT. We saw tons of people using the new technology, but not a ton of people making money on the technology yet. 2024 is likely to see more adoption at the enterprise level, at the consumer level, of people willing to spend money to use AI as a tool in their businesses. So the opportunities here, one is if you look at semiconductors, this creates incredible demand for things like CPUs and GPUs. When you see more AI adoption, that is really the engine behind AI. I think we have to look at digital infrastructure and really where is all this computing power happening and some of that real estate that is holding all these servers and GPUs. And then finally, we have to look at the application layer. Who is building using AI? Who's going to build the products of the future, either revolutionary new products or ways to reduce costs with new products? I think there's tremendous opportunity at that layer of the AI stack as well.
Okay, another theme I've seen you talk about, which is medical innovation. Are there places that you look at 2024 in the world of medical innovation? Are you looking at particular sectors, or are you following, I don't know, sort of specific breakthroughs? How do you look at this space?
Well, I think first we zoom out and look at the fact that 2024 will be a transformational year for the US society, which is we will have more people over the age of 65 in 2024 than under the age of 15. That is a huge change from if you go back 100 years ago. There was 5 to 6 times more people under the age of 15. So this is an aging population. And as the population ages, it puts new demands on areas like the healthcare space, where suddenly certain drugs for things like Alzheimer's, heart disease, diabetes, diseases that predominantly impact people over the age of 65 are going to have more demand. And hopefully, and where we think there will be opportunity, is in breakthrough drugs. Genomics companies that are developing revolutionary drugs for Alzheimer's, GLP-1 drugs that are developing revolutionary weight loss drugs, all should really help this aging population going forward.
Okay, now the last theme I want to cover with you is what you guys have labeled this sort of globalization rewired. I think I have that right.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, what that means. Are you looking at supply chain changes? Are you looking at the way companies think about globalization? What are you sort of digging into on that theme?
It's absolutely both. So if you look at really from the end of World War II through the global financial crisis, the mantra was, how do we make things as efficiently as possible? And now the mantra is, how do we build more resilient supply chains? And so part of that is taking critical industries and building them here in the United States. You see semiconductors being built in the United States. You see electric vehicles being built in the United States. You see infrastructure being built in the United States. But at the same time, we can't do it alone. If we have these aspirations to grow the economy very quickly, we have to rely on trade partners that are going to be good partners going forward. Just this year, you saw Mexico became the biggest trade partner of the United States, surpassing Canada and China. You're seeing really renewed relationships with India as a key outsourcing partner as well. So there are certain countries that are really well positioned in this new rewired supply chain to be feeding into the US economic engine.
So we're talking about thematics. We're obviously going to wrap them around ETFs. Is there a place that investors, advisors are watching and they want to learn more about how you're sort of taking these ideas and putting them into an ETF? Where do they go?
Absolutely. They should go to iShares.com/insights to see our latest thematic outlook and to read about where we're seeing the world in 2024.
All right, perfect. Now, as a reminder, if you caught this episode live, you're looking for additional thought leadership content, you want to learn more about ETFs, you can become a certified ETF advisor, a CETF like me. You can find it all on etfcentral.com. That's etfcentral.com, brought to you by none other than the New York Stock Exchange, the home of ETFs.